Welcome back to Mad Genius. I'm Ariel Kashanchi, and I'm in the throes of this program, this IOP, Intensive Outpatient Program, where for 3 days a week I go for 3 hours of kind of essentially group therapy, but they have us do other activities too, there's this kind of yoga that's more like you do four poses in the full hour, that are just kind of stretching stuff. There's a drumming circle that I missed last time, so I'm gonna try that this time. There's today we made art. We painted. They gave us just these big pieces of cardboard paper and paintbrushes and paint, and they were like, go for it. And they were the therapist was kind of just chatting with us throughout the art session and talking to us about our art, which mine was abstract, if you're wondering. It was a beautiful 90s motif, reminiscent of those cups. Those plastic cups with the blue and purple, that design. That's what mine was essentially a pattern. It was a cool pattern that you could turn into a beautiful blanket. That was my art today. So in case you're interested and looking for a blanket design, I have one for you at my place. But yeah, I mean, it's some of it I am oh my God, we have to do an exercise. We have to do exercises. There's a lot of exercises. And those are hard on me. It's name a time that somebody upset you. And I'm God, I mean, I don't really care about anything enough to get upset. I just don't have that. I don't even remember what I ended up coming up with. But I don't think I go around upsetting people, so I don't know. But it's an interesting or conflict resolution sessions. Yeah, it's an interesting program. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm supposed to be in it for a few months, but yeah, maybe I will do the few months. Maybe I'll dip out at some point once I find a regular, if I could just get a regular writing job or something. Then I wouldn't have the time for it. So that's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm putting out in the world, that I get a pretty solid writing job. And I'm okay, I think I got a good month out of this program, and now it's time to go write for a living and not have to, do another job that I'm not that into. I mean, I'm into it when I'm there, but when I'm not, I'm oh, do I have to? But anyway, let's talk about some things that are going on in the world. A zoo in Memphis will send your ex a video of an elephant pooping for Valentine's Day. I mean, I get the gimmick. It's a pretty gross thing to do, but it's also very funny and tongue-in-cheek. It's sending your enemies glitter. But at the same time, Oh, and the package should smell like elephant poop. Now that would be a great gift if the package smelled like elephant poop. If it came in a package. But anyway, I don't get this ex hate thing. Even my shittiest exes, I don't hate them. I wish them well, in fact. Like, I hope they're cool. Even, like, the raging narcissists. I'm like, I mostly wish them nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'm glad you're no longer in my life. But, I don't know. Like, okay. Like, I don't wonder if you think about me. You know what I mean? I don't think about you. It's not, unless it's like a story that I'm like, oh yeah, I once dated a guy who XYZ'd. And in that case, that's when thinking of exes is fun. But I have some exes that are my good friends, like, but the ones I don't like, there's not enough, I don't have that kind of venom in me, unfortunately. And I am a petty person. I'm not going to pretend that I'm above any of these things. It's just, I did actually at one point used to give my ex, who I was friends with at the time, like we were good friends. And when guys would ask me for my number, guys I wasn't interested in, I'd give them his number. But he found it hilarious, so it worked out. And then I've subscribed them to like gay porn and stuff before too. But that was always like when we were still like friendly. So that's the kind of ex that I am. Okay, so a Canadian woman gave a psychic $50,000 to cast a spell on her coworker to make him fall in love with her. And sadly and surprisingly, it did not work out. And so now she's suing the psychic. Like, now this was like a gradual 50,000, but at some point you have to say to yourself, forcing someone to fall in love with you is A, insane, and B, like, that's not how it works. It's like you can't magically make somebody look at you differently. No, it's not like the movies. I don't but I do love a good charlatan. Like, I think there are some psychics. Here's what I think. This is my stance on psychics, because I believe that I am clairvoyant and a medium. I believe that you have this gift. Everyone has it. Some people use it more than others, and it becomes stronger. The presence of it becomes a little stronger. And so you have this ability, but you can't exploit it. And I think that's what happens to these TV psychics. At first, they're great. They are accurate. They don't need a bunch of plans. It's real and whatever. But over time, they lose their psychic ability because they have exploited it. And or maybe it's just that there's a finite amount of intuition that we have, and it's meant to last our lifetimes. And when we use it on other people but only in an exploitive way, we lose it. I don't know. I am talking out of my ass, and that's what I do sometimes. Okay, so Kid Rock was performing at a bar in Nashville, like not a bar, but like a small venue. And he like raised his arms up for the crowd to start clapping. And he wanted them to clap as part of the song, and they didn't. And he got pissed off and just left stage. And that is the kind of petty that I admire. That is a man who doesn't give a shit about putting on a great performance. He wants the audience to succumb to his whims. And that's, I think, he's a wise man. Okay. Hooters is opening a restaurant, that's what they call it, in Newcastle, England. And people are like up in arms about it. The fact that Hooters still exists, to me, is such a shock. Like, I can't believe in this day and age you can get away, in this post-Me Too day and age, like, you can still get away with that kind of thing. But I don't mind it. Like, I think it's fun. And I think the girls who work there, I've known a lot of girls who work there, and they really enjoyed their time there. It's like, yes, you're dressed sexy and you have a bunch of guys leering at you, but also you're in a very protected environment. So, and it's not like a strip club where you have to go and flirt with them. But I think it's like girls who are maybe flirty by nature anyway. But anyway, that's my stance on Hooters, if you're wondering. Now, are we going to talk about that Nazi Yay? There's nothing we need to say about him. He will look for anything he could do to remain relevant. And if it's not displaying his wife's naked body on the red carpet, it's saying the most horrific things that one could say. Like, that's how I feel about him. Okay. This is my final story of the podcast. So you know how we have an egg shortage because of bird flu? Like there's bird flu, and so they're killing off a lot of chickens and they're losing a lot of quantity that they're able to produce. So because of that, we have a shortage. And 500 eggs were stolen from a restaurant in Seattle. And they still haven't cracked the case. Oh, it's good when you can make yourself laugh. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I will see you again next week. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Ariel's Not a Mermaid, and leave your feedback. I'd love to know what you think.